a arrogant stance in the marketplace. So we're incredibly provocative, always have been, and we really pride ourselves on that, and will continue to be. I think when that's not tempered, it can get a little bit out of hand. So I think some of the tone of our commentary, I think, was overly verbose and arrogant.
And going right back, where did the idea for Heidi come up in the first place? What was the original sort of seed of the idea?
The seed of the communications. What we wanted to get people talking, and we wanted to get people talking about the product, and so that was the main thing. And then we came up so get people talking about the product. And then we thought, well, we've got Witchery, and Witchery is quite a feminine brand. Now we're launching Witchery Man, and we thought, wouldn't it be nice if there was some kind of love story between Witchery and Witchery Man? So from those things put together, that's where the idea kind of germinated from. And then Jonathan Pease, who's one of our executive ideas directors, had the idea for the Man in the Jacket.
Now, I guess the theme that unites your presentation and then Leslie's in a moment is this idea of authenticity and transparency. What, if there are rules, what do you see them as being for when a brand should and shouldn't be transparent and authentic?
I think, I don't know if there are rules for authenticity and transparency. I think it needs to be, maybe the rule is you have to be authentic and transparent when it counts. Okay, so about how you produce things, about your trade practice, your practice with labour and so forth, how you, when you're doing things that really impact in the world. But if you're talking about creating a mythical or fictional story that gives more than it takes, or lets people kind of think, oh wow, that was kind of interesting, or that was quirky, or that was disgusting, I don't think you necessarily need to always be transparent in every single thing you do.
When you're busted, when people start asking that question, is it okay to carry on lying in that circumstance?
What we were trying to do was create, I guess, a myth or a campaign that has some kind of mythical quality, some kind of ambiguity about it. And we, quite frankly, weren't ready for that to be busted yet. Okay, so if there's a conspiracy theory or something, some of these conspiracy theories that live on for years and years and years, they live because there's an element of doubt. You don't know whether it's true or not. And as soon as that element of doubt is broken, then everything about that whole campaign that you're setting up, or that whole mythology that you're setting up, is broken. So what we wanted to do was, we, as an agency, and for our client, wanted that to last longer. Now, you asked before, what could we have done better? Some of the things we could have done better was, not pick up the phone to people like yourselves. When you're trying to bust your story, we could just not pick up the phone and just left it at that.
And do you think maybe one of the other things that was sort of said early on was, did you go too far in seeding the story in terms of planting it in some of the mainstream press?
We didn't plant it in the mainstream press. We planted it in dating sites, and we made sure we got a lot of interest in the story in terms of planting it in dating sites and so forth. So that's where the initial hit went up. I don't think we went too far in any of the upfront stuff in terms of what we did at all.
Okay, I'm just going to turn to a moment and try and